First he reads them, and then he judges them. Here's Sweet Dan, Sweet and Comic Book Man.
Perfect. This is an extremely primitive and paranoid culture.
Here's Dan Sweet with 2 more comic reviews for you. Coming at you, Red Hood #1 and Dark Star, The Winter Guard.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to my video outhouse. It's time once again for
Sweet Talking with Sweet Dan, Sweet and Comic Book Man and Comic Book Man's video outhouse at myalternatereality.com.
Third time's a charm. And like you said, we're coming to you from Alternate Reality, which is located at 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are 15% off every day for everyone. Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Red Robin Comic, or Red Hood Comics.
Red Robin too, if
Dark Star Comics, Red Robin. All this stuff is 15% off, all here at the store.
Yep.
Dan's here to review. It's not a theme. It's a first issues, Dark Stars.
It's a hot mess.
It's a hot mess. It's a Russian comics.
Russians
and Gotham City comics.
Ninja assassins.
And so what do you want to go with first?
Top one,
which is Red Hood. Red Hood. So what's up with the Red Hood? This is by the way, who is the Red Hood?
What isn't up with the Red Hood?
For the folks who don't know, who is this?
Jason Todd. Former Robin.
You betcha.
Back from the dead. You know,
I hear he crawled his way out of the coffin all by himself.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. Here's the deal with this book. I'm not in love with this book. I don't hate it. I think they're sidestepping a great deal of 800-pound gorilla in the room that is, how did he end up coming back from the dead?
Well, maybe the series will answer that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think they're not as interested.
This is a miniseries, by the way.
I think they're not as interested here in answering the question of how he came back from the dead, rather than why he's a big jerk now that he is back from the dead.
Well, he came back from the dead. That'll do it to anybody.
Here's the deal. I thought it was Superboy Prime's reality punch at the end of Infinite Crisis that caused Jason Todd to come back from the dead. But I don't think that's it. And I don't think Judd Winnick's in love with that idea either.
Okay.
So he just crawled out from his grave.
There you go.
And
there you go.
Being that he's sort of Batman's, boy sidekick or former boy sidekick.
Spider-Man did that once.
Yeah.
Crawled out of the grave.
Yeah, of course.
Spider-Man did that once.
He wasn't dead.
Well.
Jason Todd was dead.
Who is dead in comic?
Hey, Jason Todd got beat with a crowbar by the Joker and left in a warehouse that exploded and collapsed. That's pretty dead for a teenage boy.
So how did he get out?
I don't know. I don't think Judd Winnick knows either. All I know is he knows Ra's al Ghul is really curious as to why somebody else is available to evade death without the use of a Lazarus pit.
Hence, you may have your reason why he comes back. You'll have your explanation.
Well, we'll see. But for the time being, Jason Todd was immediately sought out by Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul and brought into the League of Assassins.
Okay.
And that's sort of where he's developed this bloodthirsty urge for destruction and devastation that he's wrought ever since he came back as the Red Hood.
That and he was dead.
It was, So he comes back as the Red Hood, which is a former identity of the guy who killed him.
Yeah.
And he
the Joker.
serves beatdowns on Batman and Opal and all these other people during gang war or whatever the heck was going on before Batman died. After Batman died, he fought for the Battle for the Cowl thing that was going on, and he didn't win.
No, he didn't win.
No, he didn't win.
So I'd probably make him in a bad mood, too.
Well, then, of course, Grant Morrison brings him back to the Red Hood persona.
Yeah.
Dyes his hair red.
Yeah.
Says his hair was always red, and that Batman made him dye it black as a uniformed, fetishized look that he likes his boys in green underoos to wear.
Sure, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, seriously.
My hair was always red.
But that's the thing.
He made me dye it.
He made me dye it. See, that's the thing. There's a lot going on with the Red Hood character.
No! That makes him the redheaded stepchild!
In a lot of ways.
That makes him the redheaded stepchild.
In a lot of ways.
That's why nobody likes him. He's a redheaded stepchild.
And that's probably why he has this huge chip on his shoulder. So you don't get a whole lot. It's basically a developing relationship between Talia as the nurse, caretaker, mother figure, and Jason as this weird, not-speaking killer guy. And it's not good, but Pablo Raimondi, phenomenal artist. The art is so perfect in this. I really, really like it. Visually, it's phenomenal. I don't know where Judd Winnick's going, though.
So good art, not so good story.
Not so good story.
Okay, next up, we're going to Mother Russia with the Dark Stars and the Winter Guard and Atlantis. Not just Atlantis, but Krang, right?
Well, sort of. That's part of it.
It's not Namor. It's not Namor.
It's not Namor.
It's Krang. It's a rogue faction of Atlanteans.
In the beginning, that they're fighting with the agents of Atlas. It's sort of backstory.
Okay.
But The rest of the issue is pretty much a love letter from the writer to the characters of the Winter Guard.
Okay.
And while he loves these characters and their legacies, he's also stepped it up and added a couple new characters to the roles, namely Crimson Dynamo, because who cares who's under the giant red suit, and Dark Star, the character for whom the series is named.
Right.
Why is it named for Dark Star?
I don't know.
Me
Is she,
neither.
how important? You read the book. How important is she to the story?
Not really.
Is she like the Captain? Is a Captain America in
No.
the Avengers? Is it like
No.
this? Is she the Captain America?
No.
Well, no. It would probably be the Guardian. He's supposed to be
The
the
Red
Captain,
Guardian.
Red Guardian. He's supposed to be the Captain America of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Or former Soviet Union.
Why isn't it Red Guardian in the Winter Guard?
I don't know.
Maybe because Guard and Guardian is redundant.
Maybe because you'll find out when the series is over.
I hope not, because I'm not going to read the rest of it. I think this book is unnecessary.
Oh!
I think this book is unnecessary and useless, and I think that it shouldn't even be on the shelves. I think there's a lot of characters. I think there's a lot of characters that deserve a shot, and Darkstar and the Winter Guard are nyet at the top. Nyet at the top of that list.
But maybe they find the
There's
frames
interesting-
for the wholesale. For
Maybe
frames.
the wholesale frames in nyet. Da. Here's the deal. Those are the only two words I know in Russian. Da and nyet and
Yeah.
vodka.
Vodka. Vodka.
Dos Vidonia.
Das Vidania.
Here's the deal. There's a lot going on. They're trying to not set these guys up as the Avengers of Russia, although that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to see a Winter Guard ongoing series because, you know, swept up in the political hullabaloo that is America, nobody's reading stories about Russia or...
Never say never, because look at Agents of Atlas.
Agents of Atlas is... And you know
Didn't
what?
exist.
Hey,
It didn't exist
hey.
5 years ago.
All right.
If I'd said to you, they're going to
You
do a
brought
team
this
book.
up. I'm
They're
gonna
going
go
to bring it. No, if I said to you 5 years ago, they're going to make a team book based on a bunch of 50s characters that nobody knows and nobody cares about, and have always been C-level stringers in the Marvel universe, and that series is actually going to sell real well and be popular.
Right.
You would have said I was nuts. So you never say never. Never say never.
There's all right. I won't say never, but I think there's a distinct difference between a throwback to a style of comics which the Agents of Atlas represent,
Right.
rather than the foreign nature of we're reading about Russian characters written by an American writer with an American mentality, translated to English. I mean, there's something about it rings false.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can write a 50s throwback in 2010 and maintain the quirky sensibilities of those characters and do it well like Jeff Parker has. This just feels like extraneous nonsense.
Okay.
It feels unnecessary. Not because the characters can't be interesting. It's because the approach taken to sort of lay out why the characters are motivated as they are is just really dull and formulaic and stereotypical.
But how's the art?
The art is tolerable at best.
Tolerable at best.
I won't poo-poo it, but I've seen better. I think there's a lot of heavy inks, and I think that it's something that you would see more in a backup story.
Yeah.
And as such, there is a backup story in this to justify the $3.99 price point they're going for with this one. And it's an obscure issue of X-Men Unlimited from like the late 90s, which is probably the last time the Winter Guard was featured prominently in anything, thus backing up my argument that they don't deserve this miniseries to begin with.
But that's X-Men Unlimited. That's a whole different Earth.
X-Men Unlimited is just sort of...
Or Ultimate X-Men.
Not Ultimate X-Men.
Oh, okay.
X-Men
I'm sorry,
Unlimited is just sort of stories outside of the realm of current continuity. Which still doesn't excuse the fact that it was really dumb then. It's still dumb now, and I'm just not into it. I'm not into it. I don't think very many people are going to be into it. I don't see the point of pushing this on us at $3.99 a piece.
Okay, so this is no good, and this is sort of okay, maybe good.
It may be by the 6th issue.
Okay, so stop off at the store's website, read all of Dan's reviews on these and many, many, many other hundreds of thousands of books. And where's the store's website at? Sarah knows.
www.myalternatereality.com. Can I get back to my numbers now?
So stop off at the store's website, check out all of his reviews, and until next time, this is Comic Book Man
Sweet Dan Sweet.
saying bye. Marvel's rebooted the entire Avengers line, and to celebrate, the hero of the month this month is the Avengers. That's right, all of my Avengers trade paperbacks are 25% off this month. New, Mighty, Initiative, West Coast, Masterworks, soft covers, hard covers, East Coast, West Coast, Justice League, no, not Justice League, All of my Avengers trade paperbacks are 25% off all month long to celebrate, so don't you dare miss it. Stop down. They'll be from the first of the month to the last of the month, all month long.